We've been learning about Hinduism. Well, we've just started, haven't we? And I found this book in the library called Hinduism in Bali. And Bali is a small island in a place called Indonesia. And these people in this story, well, it's actually it's a non-fiction, so it's a book with lots of information in it rather than a story. But the person who's telling this book is actually the grandmother of this little girl here, who's called Yoni. So don't read it all at once, children, because it's quite long, but I'm going to read it and you can stop halfway through, okay, or when you want to stop. This is a story about my granddaughter Yoni. I have 10 grandchildren. Yoni is the youngest. She's 7 years old and we live on the small island of Bali in Indonesia. Here we are dressed up for a special ceremony at the temple. I run a small cafe on the beach. It's called a warung. People come to my cafe while the children play and swim in the sea. How lovely. Yoni likes to watch me cook. The people of Bali like hot, spicy food. I grind the spice and hot chilies with a stone. Yoni wakes up early each morning to go to school. School starts at 7:30 and finishes at 10 o'clock. Yoni is in class 1 and there are 40 children in her class. That's quite a lot. Every morning the children pray to the goddess of learning, Saraswati, to help them at school. Remember we talked about them believing in one God, but various and different types of gods as well. So different gods, even though they believe in one main God, they have gods for different things. In the afternoon, Yoni likes to swim with her friends. There is a calm lagoon in front of our house. Yoni's uncle, Maid, likes to fish with his net. He catches small fish in the shallow water for us to eat for dinner. Yoni's great-grandfather makes musical instruments for the gamelan orchestra. He uses spells and chants to give them a magical sound. Yoni wants to learn to play. Like most Balinese, we are Hindus. Dancing is very important to our faith. Yoni and her friends have dance lessons like some of you do. Before their lessons they go to the temple to thank the gods for the gift of dancing. I help Yoni to make offerings for the gods. We fold coconut leaves into boxes and fill them with flowers. There are red petals for Brahma, white petals for Shiva, and green leaves for Vishnu. We light incense sticks so the smoke carries our prayers and gifts up to the gods. Do you know what incense sticks are, children? They're a little bit like a smelly candle, mixed between a smelly candle and like a little sparkler, and the smell, the scent that it gives off, it's a bit like having a smelling candle really. We give small offerings several times a day. Women put them in the family temples and around the house. Bus drivers put them at crossroads where spirits meet, and musicians place them on their instruments. These are their offerings, look, in that picture. We make larger offerings for ceremonies, and we take piles of rice cakes and fruit to the temple. A priest blesses them. There you can see the fruit. Dancing is a gift from the gods to our family. I used to be a dancer, so that's Grandma talking. She used to be a dancer, and so did Yoni's mother. Now she teaches the children of the village. Children learn to dance with their body, their arms, legs, heads, and even their eyes. The girls giggle as they get ready to dance at my warung. Tourists and local people come to enjoy the dance and the music. Many of our dances tell stories. Some of the stories come from a famous Hindu story called the Ramayana. In this dance, Yoni shakes the trees and collects the most perfect flowers that fall to the ground. She makes them into a beautiful headdress for a princess. Here Yoni is a bird trying to protect the queen. The dance is very long. Yoni has to remember every flick of the eyes, every twist of the fingers, and every turn of the nose. Toes. I said that last time. Every turn of the toes. Yoni practices for a special ceremony at the temple. She practices the dance over and over for weeks. She will not stop until it's perfect. On the day of the ceremony, Yoni wakes up early. She's very excited. Yoni's mother dresses her to look beautiful as she dances for the gods. She wraps her in 8 meters of gold printed material, a bit like the sari that I showed you. Then she winds a yellow cloth around her waist. Finally, she places a crown with gold jewels and flowers on her head. We all dress up for the ceremony. It is to bless and purify the temple. We know that our gods and the spirits of our ancestors, that means their grandpa and their great-great-grandpas and granddads and grannies, will come for the celebrations and prayers. Everything must be perfect. Yoni's a bit worried about the dance. What if she forgets something? That's normal, isn't it, to worry about things when you're going on stage in front of lots of people. Yoni watches as a priest blesses the other little dancers. Their costumes glisten in the sunlight. They dance to welcome the visiting spirits. The temple has no roof, so we are linked to the gods above. We can hear the priests chanting. You see them wearing their makeup as well. Suddenly there is a loud clanging from the gamelan orchestra. A boy dancer leaps to the floor. He looks fierce in his ancient warrior costume. On his back he wears a dagger that has magical powers. He is the guardian of the visiting spirits. He spins and stamps and charges. The music plays louder and louder, faster and faster, until the warrior's dance suddenly ends. He looks quite serious. The dance is just too scary for little Wyan. She starts to cry, and Maid comforts her. She looks a bit upset, doesn't she? The time has come for Yoni to dance. I pray to the gods that she will dance beautifully. The men in the gamelan orchestra can sense the power of the dance, and they play better than ever. They're all sitting on the floor with their instruments, aren't they? There is a hush in the crowd. Everyone can feel the magic. Yoni has been blessed with Taksu. The spirit of the dance has entered her and is dancing with her. The gods are happy with our little dancer. Look at her face in that picture, children. That's, I think, what they talk about when they said that she was dancing with her eyes, making them serious. And so are we. They're very happy with how she danced. Did you like that, children? It's a lot of information to take in, isn't it? Think of the special ceremonies that you dress up for. You might do a dance or something in front of people, or you might go to a wedding or a special occasion, which is a bit like a ceremony, isn't it? You might go to a baptism or to, I don't know, a special party where you dress up in really lovely clothes. I'm going to find out some more about Hinduism, see if we can find some little videos of them dancing. That would be good, wouldn't it?